Jimmy and I just had a meeting of the Florida cabinet, and we had a fellow, great guy, who went over Florida's bond ratings and all that other stuff. And so our debt per capita in the state of Florida is one of the lowest in the country. If you calculated how much debt each Floridian, you take Florida's debt and apply it to each Floridian, it's like, what, $764 per person is what you would owe for our debt. Compare that with the federal debt, which is $31 trillion. That's like, what, $91,000 for every American to be able to do our debt, and that's more than most people make in an entire year. And so you see that the debt nationally is bigger than the entire economy is. In Florida, our GDP, if we were our own country, I think we'd be 13th biggest economy in the world now. It's over $1 trillion. Our debt is what, like 20 billion? $20 billion. So it's like 1.5% or something, our debt to GDP ratio. U.S. government is like 140% debt to GDP ratio. So, you think about, like, policy does matter. Doing things, making sound decisions does matter. And if you look at what they did over the last 2 years, with Biden, but also with Pelosi and Schumer, more spending and debt than any time in modern American history. And it was just a few years ago that we were at like 20 trillion in debt, which was a lot. And somehow, it just in a matter of a few years, you're up to over $30 trillion in debt. So there's a lot of problems in Washington. We worked really hard in Florida to elect as many Republicans as we could to the Congress and in the elections, and did pretty well. And so that was good. And so now, Pelosi is no longer Speaker. And so come on, Neil.